Welcome back, everyone. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. I always got to find ways to make my life more difficult with this whole thing.
More what?
I thought
Difficult.
I wasn't sure. I thought you said you could like hear me talking when you put us out for when we start the program. So I was like reading the notes, and I was like, "What if he's listening to me?"
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay.
I think I could unmute you, but I don't know. I whatever. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have another upbeat episode, guys.
All right, we won in basketball. That's awesome.
No,
Look, we're gonna have some Idaho potatoes soon, and
Be pouring some French fries all over Ryan. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Paula says
Get-
ketchup, which felt weird.
get a little a little ketchup squirt going on, but that's
that sounds sticky. You know,
we-
I'm not
do-
I'm not into that.
Do we start with the fries or start with the ketchup and then dump the fries?
I'm okay with fries. I agreed to that, but ketchup is
Get some ketchup, mayo. We'll make a little sauce.
well, we got
ketchup is
time.
not my
We
kink.
got time
You know?
to talk
But
about
French
fries
I'm
and
in.
we got time to talk about French fries, all that kind of stuff. We got another week for all that jazz. I don't know. Ryan may not be here to talk about the bowl game next week.
Yeah, I'll be absent next week. I have a company party, and mine's not lame, so I won't be back by 9.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll see if we can do something else. We have we do have Go Aggies podcast coming on to talk about the game as well.
Oh, good.
So
Just
Nice.
replace me with other people.
they'll know as much about Georgia State as you do.
Aggie, is that? Are we playing against some Aggies? Oh,
We are.
knew
Yeah.
that. We knew that
Yeah,
already.
Utah
Texas
State. I had
A&M.
no idea that Utah State were the Aggies.
Isn't an Aggie's a dog, right? Is it a dog?
Aggies a cow,
It's a cow?
It's a bowl,
right? Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I mean, apparently I don't know. You don't have to write me. I have no clue.
like Texas A&M. They're that, aren't they? The Aggies too.
There are two. Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we talked about it last week, but if you would have told me that Utah State was an FCS program, I would have believed you. I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's,
don't think
if
about-
they were, that's a for sure loss, right?
Oh boy.
Right? It'd be a close game, that's for sure.
Have either y'all looked at their record or anything to see how good they are? Are they all right?
I mean,
Are they another 6-6?
They were 8 wins, weren't they? Or were they 7 wins? I did look it up at one point.
There were 7.
They're
All
7.
right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Right
have
where you
fun.
want them. It's gonna be a cold game too.
No Marcus Carroll.
No Marcus Carroll. I mean, I don't know what running back do we have. Didn't like 3 of them enter the portal?
No Robert Lewis, right? He'll be gone.
Yeah, no Robert,
No Robert
Lewis.
Yeah, because they already have Holmes, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah. Those
Auburn,
two.
was
and Auburn, and
Carroll?
Cincy, right? Or
They're
no,
SEC.
Mizzou.
Carroll went to Mizzou, and Lewis went to
Auburn.
A&M.
Auburn. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good
I
for
have no
them though.
idea.
I mean, they're gonna, as long as they get to see the field, that will be very good. And I was looking at some of the Mizzou fans. I was looking at some of the Mizzou fans' responses, and I guess they've had a pretty good record of getting running backs from like less than stellar backgrounds and coaching them up.
I mean, if you were 18, 19, 20 years old and you had some team reach out to you and say, "Hey, would you like $130,000 next year?" It's hard to say no.
I would leave my job for someone to give me
Yeah, I'm out.
flat out 130 grand right now.
You might not play, but we'll give you $130,000.
Well, I might not be out then. If I'm banking on NFL money, then I'm looking for that path. You know,
Yeah. You need to
if I
make
can
sure you're
live
going
for
to
free no matter where I go, because they all cost of living has been covered for a long time. So all you gotta do is go to school and hang out, like whatever. But if you think you're not going to go to the NFL, then take that money.
Oh yeah.
Because you're kind of hedging your bets, whatever.
Pretty sure all 3 of us would take the money, right?
That's what's
I'd probably
tough.
take
I mean, this whole portal thing's got to will shake out over the years to see what happens. But Ryan and I actually met for lunch on Friday, and something we were kind of talking about, and I wanted to talk about this week was, should we just embrace the portal, like actually make it part of our recruiting? Like, hey, come here, we'll work with you, we'll build you up, we'll get some looks at by the P5 programs, by the bigger programs, and we want you to stay, but we're going to get you to that point where we're going to do the best for you. Tim, what do you think about that approach?
That was my comment last year on the portal.
Oh, okay.
It's just become that.
Dang, we're a year behind.
Dude, I can't remember what we talked about last week. So
we'll be showboat
don't
you.
hold me to the fire and on remembering what you said last year.
Come to Georgia State, ball out, and get paid. That's it. Whether it's the NFL or going up to the P5.
So that's what kind of makes me think of, if you ever watched The Last Chance U, like the first couple of seasons of Last Chance U, the whole concept was about junior college, and the whole thing was, let's get you to a point where you'll get picked up by a D1 school. And so I feel like this is kind of like the next level above that. All right, you're already at a D1 school. Let's get you to the point where you can go get paid to play.
Yeah. Make the money, right?
Oh, I can't even hear you, Tim. I don't know if you said anything. I saw your mouth move. I didn't hear anything.
He did. He talked. Can you hear me too?
Can you hear me now? I think my internet's going crappy right now.
Oh, good.
Well, it'll make for a great episode.
Well, I think honestly, I think just flip the script and we should embrace it, because all these kids are in the transfer portal now, and there's only so many spots at any of these programs, and there's gonna be some trickle down. There's gonna be some people who don't get picked up by the Auburns and Georgias and all that, and then people are leaving Georgia too. They're getting hit by the transfer portal, and so it's sort of like, well, all right, so where are those players going to go? They're going to go to other top tier programs, and not everybody's going to get to go do that. So we should just be looking at like a kid in a candy store,
just reload.
Yeah, exactly. Just recruit a bunch of kids out of the transfer portal. I think it was funny because Coach Elliott was against it when he first started, and the transfer portal was not what it is today. He was like, well, I'd rather develop my own kids, blah blah blah. And but now it's like, too bad, man. You gotta grab from there.
You got 1 year to develop your kids.
Yeah,
that's it.
You gotta grab
not even
there.
A year.
And I don't want to hear it as an excuse either, because everybody else in our conference is doing the same thing.
Sure. It's like a carousel, right? You have players leaving P5s, going to other P5s, and then you're a player at that P5 and you realize you're not going to play. Now your turn, you're going to go into the portal because you want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be crazy.
Well, and good coaches have always been in and out of the Sun Belt, right? I mean, like you coach a couple years in the Sun Belt. If you're good, you're out. You get hired away pretty quick. And if you're not that good, you stick around for, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, not to get too off track, but Coach Elliott now is the most tenured head coach in the Sun Belt. What does that say about Coach Elliott and Georgia State? You think that
I didn't say it. I didn't say that. But
shows you how strong and solid of the program you have that he's.
But you can yeah, exactly. Like if what he was bringing to the table was extremely valuable, he'd got grabbed up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like you think that the life of a Sun Belt coach should be like no more than 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
A couple of years to kind of get the program back on track from whatever you inherited, and then a couple of years of success, and you get picked up. So you've got somebody. This will be going into his 8th season.
Yeah,
his 8th season as a head coach.
Yeah. Well, when I said 5 or 6, I was thinking about him, but 8 is crazy to me.
Is that what it is now? Maybe it's 7.
I don't know. Time is weird when you get old.
Right. I have to relate everything back to my kids. Like, did I have a kid when he got hired?
I feel like every day is long, and then every anything longer than a day is really short.
God, did he get here in 2017 or 18?
I think he was here in 2017. He was here in 2017.
So he'll be going into 8th year. Wow.
Yeah, and again, I'm relating this based off of my birthday, because I turned 40 the first year as taking over and making Georgia State Stadium, and my kid was turning 1 at the same time. Now I just turned 46. That math checks out. She was born in 2016, so 2017 had to be his first year. So
it's a long time.
So 6 years. So going into a 7th year. It's going into a 7th year. Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time for a coach in the Sun Belt. And I guess we're sitting at 6-6. That's what you would expect out of a 7-year coach in the Sun Belt, 6-year coach in the Sun Belt, right?
I mean, if
6-6.
If your administration says that 6-6 is good enough, and keep your job, keep the budget balance, keep the kids in school, or the ones that actually don't transfer, maybe that's why he's still here.
Well, yeah, we don't have. Yeah, we're not looking to. Nothing's been shown so far that makes it look like we're holding anybody accountable for being excellent, good enough.
I've never heard anybody talk about that in our program. I don't even know if ever, even when they lay people off, they don't say things like that, which is weird. I'm like, I want to know. I want you to say exactly what's what.
Is it weird that Charlie Cobb didn't come out and make a statement about how they're sticking with Elliott and they're confident in his what he's doing for the program? Like, because obviously our fan base is small, but there's a vocal part of it that was like saying it's time to move on. That's kind of what we're talking about a little bit. Should Charlie Cobb have come out and said something, anything?
Maybe he's
going on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's waiting until the bowl game's over to say something. Sometime right after the bowl game, between that and New Year's, just talk about where we're at as a program. I don't know. That'd be a great. What are they called? He used to do those letters things or something. He should do that.
State of the Panthers or State of Georgia State. I guess the State of the Panthers. I think we talked about it too. Like, I don't think it's happened since Mike Holmes has left that we've gotten one of those. And I think he even made a comment in one of those that this was Mike Holmes' idea and Mike Holmes was forcing him to do it. But he thinks it's a good idea, but he wouldn't be doing it if he wasn't getting the pressure from Mike.
I bet Mike wrote that.
Can we have Mike email him and say, hey, you should do one of these once a year?
Mike's busy doing the NILs, figuring that whole thing out.
That's true.
He's still coming out to games though. I saw him at the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that maybe if you were going to lay off a coach, you might not to say something right before the bowl game if you wanted him to coach the bowl game.
No, man, you want to let him go beforehand, don't you? You don't want to wait till after the bowl game. You're missing recruiting time right now. We've already got guys that are committing from the portal.
Right. What is recruiting time even? You're always recruiting now. The portal is open, man.
That's what I'm saying. The portal is open. There's guys out there. You want to get them before anybody else does. You don't want to be picking up the slim pickings come February or something. You want to get the best you can get right now. So wouldn't you want to get rid of your coach and bring in somebody else that can get their players in here and not worry about somebody committing and then backing out because of a coaching change?
Yeah, actually, we take a coaching change.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, like thinking about history, usually like a lot of programs do get rid of them before the bowl games. Like there's a lot of turnover, and like the bowl games are always like whoever's left.
Right. We'll just have our strength and conditioning coach step up.
Coach. I mean, he's always on the field. I can like spot him on TV now because he's just like always out there, like wilding out.
Just find the most active person on the sideline. You can just see movement. Everyone's standing there watching the game. The guy that's running around and going crazy because he's on cocaine and steroids.
Yeah, find the guy that is 100% coked out, and it is him.
We're gonna get him in trouble.
No.
Speaking of coaches,
he's gonna kick our ass. It's gonna happen.
Are
you the guys that are calling me the cocaine and steroid strength and conditioning guy? Yeah,
it's gonna be a coke fueled rage that he's just gonna come at us.
He's a strength
Coca-Cola. Come on,
he's a strength and conditioning coach. SNC steroids and cocaine. It works out.
Wow.
Well, sorry, Tim. What were you gonna say about coaching?
No, I was just gonna say we're talking about coaches leaving, schools. It seems to be there's a lack of reality in the Sun Belt with our peer institutions. Who I hate saying that. They're not peers. Troy's like, oh, can't believe our coach left to go to Tulane. Like, money. Like that's it. It's not complicated. I mean, they all thought he was gonna stay somehow, or like he loved Troy. I'm like, no, he loved $12 million. Like,
none of them do.
This is another reason why we're in the wrong conference, because we have these fan bases of other teams that think that they are the cream of the crop. These coaches, they're going to be lifetime coaches. They're going to be there forever, just because the joy of being there. Like, oh man, I'm making like $500,000 right now, and even though someone's going to offer me 1.2, 1.8, $2 million, go there. I think that Troy, Alabama is a better place to live, or Harrisonburg, Virginia,
I just
wherever
love
that is.
Troy State.
You would be.
I
happy
love
that
wearing
Troy
purple.
Fans are trashing Louisiana and New Orleans. You.
Well, I mean, I can't hate him on that one. I don't blame him. But I get it though. Go there, make the money, get out. I've been to Tulane's campus. It's not the worst place in the world. I mean, it's in the worst place of the world, but it itself is not the worst place.
Yeah, but it's what we talked about anyway. If your coach isn't getting hired away, then they're not a good coach. I mean, that's
exactly. They don't realize that. They think they get quality coaches, and that's their passion. That they are as big of a fan of the program as the fans are, and they want to stay there for. I'm like, no, you're idiots. That's
we talk about like Nick Arbuckle coming back because he'll love the program or whatever. But I would expect that he would, if he was a good coach at Georgia State, I would expect him to move on because the money is so different. Like you were saying, it's like 500 compared to like 1.2 million. Like it's just so different.
It's life-changing. It's life-changing, especially when you're talking about getting a coach that's already in their 40s or 50s. And I shouldn't say 40s, but 50s or 60s. And they want to have that last chance to make some big cash before they retire and live on that lake. I mean, Coach Hilly's already got the lake house, so what does it matter to him? But maybe a better lake house and a better place than Columbia.
Saban had that lake house
Columbia,
for a long time too.
Yeah. I guarantee you Saban's lake house is far nicer than Coach Elliott's.
Yeah, but he sold it.
Yeah, I'm sure that was actually
because it's in Georgia.
Oh, recruiting.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Jamie's head coach. He's getting up there in age. I'm sure he saw the dollar signs and said, "All right, well, bye."
Yeah, take the money.
Talk to my best friends from the JMU game and tell them you were very wrong. He left.
Did he leave? Where'd he go?
Indiana.
Oh,
Indiana.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right on.
And also think about it. These guys a lot of times take their assistants with them. Not all of them, not the full staff, but they'll take the guys that have been with them for a while.
Sure.
I mean that's a payday change for your best friends too. Some of these guys are only, I say only, but they're making $100, $200,000 a year at a Sunbelt program as a coordinator, as an assistant, and now you're going to double, triple their salary in addition. I mean that's a life-changing amount of money, even if you got to go live in Indiana.
I was going to say, to be able to get hired away by a program like Indiana, I mean, that tells you all you need to know. Nobody thinks about Indiana. Nobody's, that's not a big time program. That's not they're sort of the bottom of the barrel P5. And, you still have people getting hired away that you think would love your program and all that stuff. So it's just, the money is so different. It's just go. It's like what we were just talking about too with the, the NIL transfer portal and all that stuff. It's no, well, I'm gonna go in the transfer portal and make $100K. Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah, exactly. These guys aren't leaving to go to Michigan and Ohio State. No, they're leaving to go to Indiana because the money is so much more worth it than sticking around and wearing purple every other.
They don't hate the
Saturday.
program. They're just they like money. I mean, because everyone likes money.
Yeah.
They'll come back when you hang that banner in the stadium after they retire.
It does make me wonder for the G5s and especially the Sun Belt. I mean, are we going to really compete on an NIL level with any of the P5? No, we can't.
Absolutely.
The Sun Belt teams talking about, we need to keep up with them. There's no chance in hell you're keeping up with any of these teams.
There's still a ceiling of how many players you can have on a team, right?
For now.
Well, yeah, for now. That would God, if they lift that will not be great. But that has nothing to do with the freedom of the players. So I'm for that ceiling staying in place.
Okay.
I mean, but even the NFL has a certain number of players, right? So
right.
You can't go over that. And so there's always going to be people available because of that. But I don't know. It's just they're not just going to scoop everybody up. They can't. There's not enough spots.
Sure. You can only there's only so many minutes of football to be played.
That's right.
Minutes of basketball to be played. So yeah, you can. I mean, if they could get rid of limits, and then you have 150 players in your team, you may have every single 5-star that's out there, but you're probably gonna have a 5-star sitting on the bench not playing at all.
Yeah.
How's that guy gonna get to the NFL when he doesn't have a chance to play? And I get it, man. Go into these huge programs with all the stuff they've got and all the money they've got and all the co-eds they've got and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's a party. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Wait, we got co-eds, man. What are you talking about?
Completely different than what completely different than what you're going to find at any Sunbelt program, any G5 program for the most part. I get why a young guy would want to go be part of that, but that's where the coaching staff's got to come in and say, hey, you need to play ball. You need to be out there actually playing the game, getting tape, doing what you can, and you can come do that here.
What we need to do is be taking players to Magic City during recruiting trips, getting them some chicken wings and something else, a little something else.
That is not the worst idea you've had, Ryan.
I mean, if
I've got to be the person, that's got to take these guys to Magic City,
chaperone.
I'll fall on that sword.
You got a chaperone to make
Magic City.
David, you got a chaperone to make sure we stay in NCAA compliance, right?
No, once you enter that building, you are no longer NCAA compliant.
Yeah, they should make places like Magic City like free zones, like where you have embassies in other nations where it doesn't abide by the local laws. It's its own freestanding thing. And what happens at Magic City stays at Magic City.
I mean, that's the rule.
If they
anyway.
did that, well, it should be the rule. That's for sure.
Yeah, Georgia Tech basketball that was getting in trouble for bringing recruits to strip clubs.
Isn't
Pastner got in trouble for?
No, that's what our guy LeBray.
He was the scapegoat.
He fell on the sword. He was the Ollie North of the whole thing, and he had to fall on the sword.
Scapegoat. I don't believe he was doing that for a minute, but
not him. He was a good man, good Christian boy. Who,
that has nothing to do with going to
Sunday.
Magic City. You can be a good Christian boy and go to Magic City.
I guarantee you, there's a bunch of Christian boys who go to Magic City.
Exactly.
For the food, of course.
I do want to get their wings.
No,
I really do want to get their wings.
I would order them there because they're so well known, but I can't imagine eating wings at a strip club. That bothers me a lot.
Could you imagine being a dancer? We're getting into last call territory. Being a dancer and you're worried about these guys with their sloppy, nasty, lemon pepper wet fingers all over the place. No, you're not. I know you're not supposed to touch. I acknowledge that you're not supposed to be touching, but still, there's some sloppy guys.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. No, thank you. That's weird.
And I'm a traditional wing guy. I order buffalo hot. Like that's all I get. I don't care where I am, what it is, buffalo hot. I don't drink. I don't get the lemon pepper. I don't get
dry wet.
The garlic.
Well, they got the wet lemon pepper, right? That's how you know a good wing place in Atlanta. They got the wet lemon pepper.
Yeah, lemon pepper wet. I've never had lemon pepper wet, and I feel like I really want to try this.
Manuel's has they've got some. It's called whatever the owner the founder's name is. It's like his style. What? No, it's not
Manuel style.
It's some other guy's name. But it's wet lemon pepper, barbecue, and buffalo, like all combined. And it's really good.
I have seen a lemon pepper buffalo combo, and I've considered it, but I'm such a stubborn person that I just don't let myself. The only exception I've ever had with that is Wild Wing Cafe, where you can for like $25, you get like 25 wings of 5 different flavors.
They have like 30 flavors too.
Yeah, but their wings are garbage. I mean, like they're fine.
Yeah, the wings
but they're tiny wings. They're just whatever. It's
you like tiny wings though. You're good with like American Cafe.
Yeah, if they're cooked well, for sure. But I mean, Wild Wing Cafe is like a novelty. It's like going to Baskin Robbins 31 flavors of wings. Just none of them are going to be exceptional, but you get a little variety.
You're gonna drink. You're gonna. Oh, go ahead, Tim.
I was gonna say Wild Wing Cafe. You just go there for the flavors. You don't go there for like just straight up hot buffalo wings.
And the Bud Light.
And the Bud Light.
the buckets of Bud Light for $8.
It's the big one too. It's like the Applebee's large one.
There used to be one over here by me. It closed. I think there's one in Alpharetta or something like that.
Yeah, they're all over. I don't eat there.
Yeah.
It is amazing how many of the chain restaurants, even like local smaller chains, have failed in Atlanta. Like the Atlanta people really stick to their local places, that actual like mom and pop shops and whatever.
Or we have basketball this week.
Yeah.
Oh shit! We want to go back to basketball.
I think Ryan's hungry now. He's like, "Come on, guys, we can't talk about wings anymore." BYU on Saturday night at 9:00 because Mountain Time.
Easy.
They just lost their first game.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a BYU's home, Ryan.
Didn't they? No, Baylor. No, wait. BYU. Did they beat us? We beat
We've
Baylor.
We've never played BYU before. We beat Baylor, and the shot was against Baylor.
Yeah. I thought BYU beat us like a year or two ago.
I don't think we've ever played BYU before.
All right. I could be wrong. I'm wrong.
That's
about
a long flight. Probst, Utah. I looked at when they first made this schedule came out. Whatever. I looked at it. It was obscene pricing back then. Like 10 months out, or I guess it wasn't that many months. 8 months out. It was absurd.
You don't want to go there anyway. That's like the bad part of Utah.
The bad part of Utah.
Well, there's like really pretty parts of Utah, but there's also like rancid parts of Utah that's just like Badlands. It's terrible.
And I feel like when you have a B that far at the end of a city name, but it's not the last letter, it's kind of weird.
BU.
Probst.
Oh, Probst. Yeah. It's basically South Salt Lake. You know,
it sounds like someone's last name.
I think it's like 90 minutes south or something.
South LA.
But Utah is one of those states where it's like you can drive for a day and still be in the state, right?
I don't know.
Like from north to south or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah. No, but they just lost their first game against Utah, which I did know was a real school.
Right.
So, but they fortunately have Denver to play in between. They play Denver on Wednesday. So
Denver's
hopefully they
play? Does she know how to play basketball?
Yes, I don't know if she's aware of this.
She's got to play all 5.
Yes, your girlfriend's going to be taking on 5 men from Utah.
Oh, hey, come on now.
State.
I know.
5 men from Utah State. who all got beat to hell by 5 other men from Utah.
All right, that backfired on me.
So how we feel about BYU? They're only ranked number 13, right? Or 19 now? What are they?
I think 13, 14 is what the schedule said. So I guess depending on the schedule.
Yeah.
That's going to be an absolute it's going to be an embarrassment. I think the question's going to be, do we score over 20 in the first half, and do we score over 50 in the game?
And do we lose by more than 20?
Oh God.
Do you think so? They're going to blow us completely out of their gym?
Man, did you watch that game against Mercer? We look like absolute garbage.
We looked like we were on a struggle bus.
Especially
for the last 5
I was
minutes.
gonna turn it on, but then I saw our group chat and was like, you know what? I'll just not do that.
That game was bad from the opening seconds of it. We look like garbage the entire. We've seen no improvement on this team this season, and little improvement since last season.
Yeah,
we made a bad team.
We made a decent run in the second half, and then just ran out of gas for the last.
When they started putting in their backups that were Mercer backups, even more white guys.
They had a bunch of injuries. They had like 8 healthy players or something. Is what somebody
that's
said.
Right. You could only sub 3 people.
That's right. They only had. Sorry, my bad. They didn't put in crappy backups. Everybody was tired. They were tired of playing a full 40 minutes of basketball.
Yeah,
this is not a good team.
No, we're not playing this thing called defense hardly at all.
We're not playing this thing called offense either.
We're better at that though. Well,
yeah, in spurts we've been better at offense, but when we played, who was that? We played I think it maybe in the MTE game, Northern Illinois or whatever that school was. We played where we couldn't get a shot off. They just knocked it out of our hands. Every layup, every dunk, every whatever, they just literally knocked the ball out of our hands as we're going up with it.
Yeah.
And then we start relying on the 3, and that doesn't work.
Never a good idea, ever.
Not with this team, not with the cast of characters we've got. It's a bad team.
Well, is there any chance we just haven't gelled?
The rust
this year.
There might be a lot of rust.
We need some WD-40 sprayed hard on these guys. That takes off rust, by the way. I found that out.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So I gotta clean my smoker.
I mean, is there any chance of that? What do y'all think?
We'll see. We have with this conference, it doesn't matter what happens in the out of conference schedule. Absolutely, we could lose the entire out of conference schedule, and it means absolutely nothing to a Sun Belt team. All that matters what happens in late February.
But if we suck, we're not going to do well against Sun Belt teams either.
No, but we'll see. So we have BYU is this Saturday, and then we have Toccoa Falls, which at this point I'm nervous about. And then we start the conference schedule. So we're not far away from it.
What do you think? Do you think we're just not gelling yet, or do you think like we just suck?
I think we struggle at playing defense, and if you can't play defense, you're not going to win many games whatsoever.
Unless you can score a lot.
No, we can't do that either. We shoot
because like
threes,
NBA
we
teams, they don't play
style.
defense, but they score a lot.
They do. Maybe we're trying to play like an NBA team, but we're not an NBA team.
Maybe.
That could be it.
We already don't have one NBA team downtown. We don't need to have two not NBA teams downtown.
What do you mean we don't have an NBA team downtown?
Have you watched the Hawks?
No, I don't watch.
Either have I. I don't know. I'm just talking crap about them. I never watch them.
I thought they were pretty good. I'll
were.
probably go to a game this year because I got the tickets with work.
Nice.
The GSU game.
Yeah. I don't know when that is, but
they gonna give something away this year.
I
hope.
I don't know. The hats were cool.
Yeah,
the hats were cool.
I didn't sign up for any games, but every now and again they just pop up. People are like, "Oh, I can't go."
I am kidding. Hawks games are fun to go to. It just
I just held out because I was like, everyone else likes them. Like, if you're actually a fan, I don't want to go. If you could go.
Oh,
you know
mean
what I mean?
You're talking about your coworkers and everything?
Yeah, with coworkers. So like,
Sure.
I just had trouble signing up for a game, and even with the playoffs last year, people are like, "Oh yeah, I want to go," and they had a raffle for those tickets, and I'm just like, I'm not going to put my name in because like, how dumb would that be if I went instead of somebody who loves the Hawks?
Ryan, just put them in. I'll go with you, and then we'll just sell them to somebody out front, and then we'll take the cash and we'll.
No, we can't do that.
That would be
say that. Say
no,
that.
there's
Totally
actually a
do
rule.
that.
You have to take a picture of yourself in the seats and post it to Slack.
All right, here's the better deal. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the seats, and we're going. Nobody at your work listens to the podcast, right?
I hope not.
All right, so we're gonna do. You're gonna get the seats, and we're gonna go to the game, and then we're gonna sell them for as much money as we can, and then I'm gonna punch you in the face, and I'm gonna say that someone stole the tickets from you.
I'd rather go to a Hawks game.
To be fair, I'm not very strong, so it won't hurt that bad.
Yeah, I'd rather go to a Hawks game.
Hawks game better than being punched in the face.
That's my ringing endorsement.
We should just that's our next shirt. Hawks better than punch in the face.
With like an overt Pac-Man, not just their logo, just a Pac-Man.
No, what is that comic book? The One Punch Man, the One Punch comic book or superhero guy,
the bald guy with the cape.
Yeah.
I've never watched that, but I've seen that character pop up in lots of things.
I like the idea of one punch. It feels like it's going to be very efficient.
Can't
Like
say
Mike Tyson was One Punch Man. So, what are we talking about now?
Georgia State basketball and how we're not
Georgia
good
State
this
basketball
year right now. Yeah.
So
I don't know. Maybe some lineup shakeups, just change rotation, something like teach them how to play defense.
The conference is not good at basketball this year. I was looking at the standings. Obviously, it's all out of conference stuff right now.
Sure.
Jimmy Madison is undefeated. Blah 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 blah. Appy State's actually doing pretty well at 7-2, but then everyone else in conference is between 5 and 3 wins. I'm sorry, it's a lie. USA's got 6. I didn't realize that, but everybody else is between 5 and 3 wins so far in the season.
So,
I thought TDS was not between 5 and 3 wins.
Yeah. I was saving that. I was saving that one. As of tonight, TDS is 0-10 to start the season.
You called it a couple weeks back. One more loss, and they're the 0-11 that you called.
Yep. I forget who they have up next, but I think it's somebody that they actually could lose to. I think it's I forget who it is, but it's like Belmont or something. It's somebody they already lost
Wilmington or something.
Who they already lost to once this season, right? They lost to them earlier in the season. I think so. I think that's why I was like I'm not sure if UNC Wilmington is good. I don't know enough about that.
Well, it's hard to win against the same team twice in a row, or whatever. I heard that a million times. We did a game like that.
We can do that though.
I don't think we did we?
We can lose to the team twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can lose anybody anytime. I have the utmost faith in us losing, but
so I mean Hayes has one more year, right?
No, I don't think so. I think he's got more than that.
2 more years.
Do you think that Cobb fires him after 3 years of piss poor production?
I think
hope so.
Like 3 is when you can really start judging a coach. But Hayes had a year early. Like this year, it's his team. So by next year, if the team's not gelling, then that's super problematic.
Right.
I'm going to
You
use some
should have put
Ryan
together a
logic here.
team by next year for sure.
I'm going to use some Ryan logic here, and I'm going to put logic in air quotes. Ryan logic here. Charlie Cobb has never fired a coach that he's hired, so until he does, he'll never do it.
Well, maybe that's true. Shoot. I mean, maybe that's true. Maybe he just doesn't know how to fire people.
So people just
retire
or get a better job.
He's fired people. He's fired people, but he's never fired someone that he's hired.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He fired Coach Frady, who'd been here forever and did so much with so little that baseball program has to offer. But he still fired him. He let Ron Hunter out the door.
Well, Ron Hunter got that money.
Yeah, he did. Ron Hunter got money, but money. The Tulane again, back to Tulane again.
Yeah,
there's a pipeline to Georgia. Not even Georgia State. They hired what's his face? The guy that gave up against Georgia State.
Fritz, right?
Yeah. Man, I hate that his name is Fritz.
I know. Ugh.
Why'd you name your kid after him?
I know.
That's weird, man.
The exact same reason that Chipper Jones named his son Shea, because he absolutely owned Shea Stadium. So we absolutely owned Willie Fritz. So
because his kid's gonna enter the portal and go to New Orleans. That's why.
My kid.
Yeah.
Did Chipper Jones really do that? And that was the reason?
Yeah, he was known as the Mets killer, and so he named his son Shea because he owned Shea Stadium.
I don't think that's very cool.
Seems weird.
I think it's awesome from Chipper Jones. It's fantastic. If someone like Matt Ryan did that, like named his son Saint, one of his sons Saint, I'd be like, oh, that's not really Matt Ryan of you, but that's so Hooters of Chipper Jones.
Yeah, but
that is literally a story from sitting at Hooters one night drunk going, hey man, you should name your son Shea because you own the Mets. And he's like, hell yeah, man, let's do it.
Like what does that doesn't make any sense. Like, what, are you gonna destroy your son? Like what
I don't
understand.
He destroyed mom that night. When he conceived the kid.
Well, you know. Maybe it was a turkey baster. Who knows, man?
Was he gonna name himself? Name him after himself? How many people are naming people Lawrence, Larry anymore? You know.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of other names besides Shea and your own name.
No.
Oh, that's it. Those are the options.
There's also John, the third.
But he had other kids. He already named other kids. So
yeah, actually, all right, that's fine. It's just weird to me. It doesn't make any sense. And I know you did not name your kid after Georgia TDS coach. I would judge you harshly too.
Yeah,
so why'd you do it?
It's my wife's grandfather's name.
Why was he named after a TDS coach?
Exactly. I think he was around a lot longer.
Fault right there.
It's messed up, man. Your whole family, it's like the TDS fans or something.
Secret TDS fans in the.
There was somebody in Utica, New York, that was saying, "Hey, I know there's going to be this TDS coach. I don't know what TDS means yet, but there's going to be this TDS coach
somewhere down there. It's going to be real trashy.
Totally going to name this
Coach Fritz.
Well, it's not even his name; it's his nickname.
You're going to baptize that kid in that creek. Ugh.
Oh God, no! My children will never. So long as I'm alive, I cannot imagine my children ever going to Statesboro. Like, I'll go there before they go there, and I'm never going there.
All right.
I mean, I told you, my sister was talking about going there, and I was just like, no, that's not on the table. Like, we're not gonna. This isn't even a discussion. Like that's off the list. You know, like anything else, really. You don't want to go there.
You could have like 3 nieces and nephews right now from her.
Could be.
Where are we at?
The new conference. You're in your basement. I'm in my bedroom. I'm in my living room. This is my bedroom.
The conference is not very good. I think what we're talking about.
The conference is not very good. It's going to be up to anybody. Right now, it's there's no divisions, so it's Jimmy Madison and Appy State that look the best. USA is not bad, I guess. Somehow they're ranked 6th in the conference right now, even though they have 6 wins. but I'm not sure if they're actually paying it. I don't know if the website is actually paying attention to anything right now.
Has there even been an in-conference game at all? I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, this is stupid, but like Ron Hunter's like first year or something, we had like a conference game like 2 weeks into the season or something.
Yeah,
it was super early. It was just one conference game. I think it was still Colonial days as well. We just had one, and then we didn't play anybody else in conference until 3 or 4 weeks later.
Colonial was weird, man.
It's a crappy conference.
Not for basketball.
No,
it was when Coach Hunter got here.
Got
here.
But then everyone sort of transitioned out, which was so it's like it's hard to get mad. We bailed just before everybody else did.
All right, so Grant just said that Jimmy Madison played ODU the other day. I pulled up the Sun Belt standings today, and they've got no conference game listed. So
Jimmy Madison doesn't count.
Yeah, that's why they're an asterisk still. No, they did play. Our friends, the Marcus, did not come through with their guarantee of beating JMU. I just want to point that out.
Was it played as a non-conference game or something?
No,
because the Sun Belt website is not listed as a conference game.
Is the Sun Belt website really official?
Well, you would think that's why I go there, because I feel like that should be the most official place. But they're
ran out of the Superdome. It can't be.
Yeah, I know, right? That was so horrible when I went to that one game, the Falcons game. I went to at the Superdome, and I'm walking up and I see like the Sun Belt Conference logo on the stadium where their offices are, and I'm like,
you're like, ugh, what are we doing?
Do they need to pay the premium to be in the Superdome? Like no. that's how they're using the fees and crap that are coming from the teams. Like, just it's New Orleans. Just find some dump Motel 6 to run. It's the Sun Belt Conference. It's New Orleans. There's a Motel 6. You can rent out like a block of rooms. It'll be cheaper than being in the Superdome. Why are you spending money on being in the Superdome?
Stupidity. I do see on ESPN that James Madison is 1-0 in the conference. We're all half game back, and Old Dominion is 0-1, so they're a full game.
They're technically last.
They're last place by themselves.
Oh man! So you're telling me that Trash Down South is not last place right now?
They will be. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I think Grant also said in our Patreon chat that ESPN currently predicts TDS to go 1-30 on the season.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's rough.
But they also had
one
they also
had
after the Lafayette game. After the Lafayette game, I think it was after the Lafayette game, they had us going outside of LSU. They had us winning out the season too. So,
what do they know?
Right, exactly.
They don't know the power of Georgia State.
Clearly. Well, that's football. It's different. It's harder to tell. I don't know.
There's more players. There's more things going on. There's just fewer players. It's easier to predict, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a ticket. Yeah, that's a ticket. That's a ticket.
What else is going on? When's the end of the NCAA going to happen with another P5, P1, P2?
Yeah, I was actually I put that down there to talk about, but we're right at 45 minutes. Yeah, so how about we do that in last call?
Let's do last call.
Do that in last call. We'll talk about that a little bit. Then the NCAA president proposed another slice of the FBS division of football, a money division, basically.
Who did that?
Have a lot.
The president of the NCAA.
Oh,
so we can talk about that in last call and other stuff too. So does that sound good, guys?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. We're going to head over to last call to talk about this NCAA crap, as well as more stuff. Just whatever drunk talk, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Check it out, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. You can join. You can get the last call for free, but you can join to get it for early access. Also, access to our private group chat, discounts on our merchandise, all that fun jazz. So check it out, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Whether you pay or not, last call is available to you. So with that said, say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.
I don't think I ended it. There we go.